What's shaking YouTube? It's your boy Graybeard Gamer, bringing you our first tips video of Black Ops Cold War. Before we get into the tips, make sure you pay attention and you implement these into your game. With all the skill-based matchmaking issues that we have, and with all the team balancing issues we have, you need every advantage over your opponent, and if you implement these into your game, you'll become a better player. The first thing we're going to talk about today is improving your aim. You're not going to win many gunfights if you can't hit your opponent. And the way you do that is very, very simple. You center your screen. You want to make sure that you know exactly or have a good idea of where your enemies are going to be coming from, and you put the center of your screen in that area. So really all you have to do is point and shoot. We've all played Call of Duties in the past, and we've all talked about centering your screen in previous Call of Duties, but it's never been more important as it is in Cold War. You don't always win gunfights when you get the first shot off, and a lot of that has to do with accuracy. So you want to make sure that you're centering your screen to the most potential area in which an enemy is going to be coming from, so that you have the advantage. Focus on it, practice it, get better at it, and it'll make you a better gunfighter. The second tip we're going to talk about today is patrolling a singular area. The way you do this is you get up to the edge of the enemy spawn. You don't push into the spawn, you get up to the edge of the spawn where they have to come out to you, and you patrol a singular area. Now, it's not as simple as just running back and forth into an area. You have to know the potential areas in which the enemies are going to be coming from. And ideally, what you would like to do is patrol an area that has maybe 1, 2, at most 3 areas in which an enemy can come from, so you can watch those areas. Anything more than that, and you're running the risk of getting shot in the back. But you want to make sure and you patrol a singular area with 2 to 3 potential areas in which an enemy is going to come out, and you just stay in that area and you pick enemies off as they come. Now you have to be aware as you're picking these enemies off and they respawn, they're going to come after you, so you're going to want to change it up a little bit. Maybe retreat a little farther back and watch the same areas, or maybe change it up a little bit and go to an area maybe where you weren't before, because they're going to try to flank you and catch you from behind. But patrol a singular area. Do not push into the spawn, but just patrol that singular area. The next tip we're going to talk about is tempo. A lot of times we get into matches and we start rushing into combat, and we find ourselves dying more than we'd like to in an effort to try to gain map control or to go on these kill streaks. When you find yourself in this situation, the best thing you can do is slow down and become a methodical player until you can gain some semblance of map control. Slow down. You already know where the enemies are, where they've killed you from. So you're going to want to make sure and slow down, figure out a way to get to the enemy, kill the enemy, gain that map control, because once you have that map control, then it's easier to hold the enemies off and you have those power positions. So make sure when you're rushing into combat and you're dying a lot that you slow down and you become a methodical player in order to gain that map control and gain the power positions that are needed in order to go on these long kill streaks. The last tip we're going to talk about today involves score streaks. You're going to want to run a lower score streak in conjunction with your high score streaks, but run a score streak that's going to help you go on those merciless and ruthless and relentless kill streaks. Run a UAV that's going to allow you to identify where your enemies are, or run armor, so it's going to take 8 or 9 shots to kill you versus 4 to 6. But you're going to want to run these in conjunction with a chopper gunner or another score streak like that, so that you can go on these longer kill streaks. If you implement all these things that we talked about today, if you improve your aim and you work to center your screen and you patrol a singular area that's going to help you kind of control the spawn, and you slow down and you play methodical and you run these score streaks, you're going to go on long kill streaks, and it's going to start to become a habit for you, and you're going to become a better player. The reality is, with skill-based matchmaking and with team balancing, a lot of times we're solo players and our teammates are not necessarily as skillful as we are. So a lot of times you have to carry the team. So play smart, sacrifice your teammates when you need to, but overall implement these tips that we talked about today, and you'll become a better player almost immediately. That's all I got for you today, guys. Thanks for checking in. Make sure you smack that like button, subscribe if it's your first time here. My name is Graybeard Gamer, and I'm out.